I mentioned the number in the intro that we're now the highest numbers of encounters that we've seen in 20 years. This is the third time that under the Biden administration there have been more than 200,000 migrants at the border. All the numbers are up. Individuals, families, unaccompanied children, they're all up at record numbers. And this is before we've lifted Title 42, the thing that allows us to just deny asylum because of COVID and just send people back right away. And I know you believe, even though that Title 42 is supposed to be getting lifted at the end of May, now there are reports Biden might be wavering because of this pressure from the moderate Dems who know that they're going to get booted out of office if we have an even greater influx than the 7,000 people a day who are flooding across the border. That's who we catch. Never mind how many make it, who we don't catch. So he's wavering a little, but I know you say he may have already sort of unofficially started to lift that Title 42. What do you mean by that?
Yes. Well, let me first go back and address something that is currently happening. President Biden's ineptness doesn't even know boundaries. It doesn't even know borders. If you look at what's going on in Mexico right now, you have border officials in Mexico that are quitting their jobs, as reported by the New York Post, and something that we already knew about. But they're quitting their jobs because of this influx of people that are committing acts against Mexican officials that are trying to control immigration in their own country. So Biden's policies are not just affecting the United States, they're also greatly affecting the Mexican government and how they're able to control illegal immigration. But when you look at it, to answer your question about whether President Biden has already gotten rid of Title 42, Title 42 only applies right now under this administration to a handful of countries. The vast majority of countries he's already cut out from Title 42, and that's why we've seen this huge number in illegal crossings that have been taking place right now. What he has now done is, because those numbers have now increased in the Northern Triangle countries, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras, countries that were still amenable to Title 42, because those numbers have jumped up exponentially. ICE doesn't have the resources to send them back to their countries, and their flights are completely full. So what's happening now is we're putting them in expedited removal proceedings, but that's a farce. By name, it sounds really good, but nobody is being removed. All you have to do once you're processed for Title 8, once you're put into an expedited removal proceeding, all they have to do is claim a fear of going back to their country. And now that expedited removal gets canceled, and they're given a notice to appear, which ultimately means that they're going to be released. So Title 42, even though it still applies to these countries, it's not being used the same way that it was under President Trump. And that's why this administration's immigration policies have failed so bad. And that's why we've seen this huge influx. And once Title 42 goes away altogether, it's going to be nothing but chaos on the border.
They were saying there could be up to 100,000 people right now waiting for that day, waiting for this day in May when it's lifted, and we're getting ready to rush the border. I mean, the Biden administration keeps saying we're coming up with plans. We have plans. Do we have plans? Can we handle that kind of influx?
There are no plans. There has been nothing that has been passed down to the rank and file on how this is going to work once Title 42 goes away. All we know is that we're going to have a huge influx of people. We're going to be pulled out of the field. Our resources are going to be pulled off of the border, put into administrative duties, processing people, releasing people. That's just going to encourage more people to come. If you look right now, we have stretches of border that aren't even patrolled. At any given time in Del Rio, we could have as much as 250 miles that aren't being patrolled. If you look at Yuma, at times we have 90% of our resources in 150 miles that are doing administrative duties rather than patrolling the border. What's that cause? It's caused huge gaps in our coverage that the criminal cartels are then able to exploit. There should be no question why the rise in the number of drugs on the streets today has coincided with illegal immigration. The cartels thrive on our policies. And any time that we invite people through the catch and release program, when we invite people to cross our borders illegally, the cartels are then able to get their higher value products, their dangerous products, into our communities. And that's why so many of our children are dying today. And that is what is so frustrating. This administration prioritizes It's base, it's open border pundits that want a complete open border rather than protecting our children and United States citizens from the dangerous drugs that these cartels are bringing into the United States.
Can you expand on that? Like, what do the cartels do? And what drugs do they get over the southern border, and how do they do it when they see us letting our guard down?
So these are now transnational criminal organizations. When I originally came in the Border Patrol back in 1997, you still had mom and pop organizations that smuggled. 95% of the people that we dealt with were coming from Mexico. A mere 5% were coming from other countries such as Brazil, the Northern Triangle countries. But the vast majority of people that we dealt with were coming from Mexico. Now these transnational criminal organizations are going throughout the world, and they're able to advertise their services to people, tell them that if they give them several thousands of dollars, they'll get them to the United States-Mexico border, they'll be able to cross into the United States, and they'll be able to be released into the United States, which is ultimately what they want. So these cartels get a bunch of clientele, they flood our resources with illegal immigration. We then have to respond to those illegal immigration events, take those people into custody, take them back to our stations, which takes agents out of the field. And that's where that's how the cartels create those gaps. They flood us with illegal immigrants, create those gaps, and then they cross their products such as fentanyl, opioids, cocaine. They even cross criminal aliens from special interest countries. That's why it's so dangerous right now. And what we see is going to have a large impact on the United States. We're already seeing it with the drug overdoses, but it's also going to have an impact on the United States with all the criminals that are coming in. You got to remember, we're apprehending about 8,000 people per day right now, but about 2,000 people are able to evade apprehension and escape into the United States. We don't know who those people are, where they're coming from, or what their intentions are here in the United States.
So are the high fuel costs putting a damper on your summer vacation plans? Starting to get a little worried? Many people are. From higher prices at the pump to a jump in airfare, it's getting more expensive to get away for a week. But what if you could soak up those vacation vibes year round in your own backyard? Get yourself a Michael Phelps Swim Spa by Master Spas. Whether you want to stay close to home this summer or just want to extend your break, a Michael Phelps Swim Spa by Master Spas can transform your backyard into an oasis. It combines the benefits of a pool with the therapy of a hot tub. Michael Phelps Swim Spas by Master Spas have a water current so you can swim, you can do aquatic exercises, you can just have fun with your kids who will love it. The water buoyancy will relieve pressure on aching joints. It's a great way to exercise if you can't take high impact. Enjoy pure relaxation in the massage therapy suites of the Swim Spa. This will reinvent your family time. You're going to love it. Your family and friends will too. Michael Phelps Swim Spas by Master Spas come in a variety of sizes that will complement almost any yard, even if it's a teeny tiny one. And since it's heated, you can use it year round in any climate. Think about doing the laps out there in the snowy winter months. Michael Phelps Swim Spas are 100% made in the USA by Master Spas, the world's largest swim spa manufacturer. Go to masterspas.com, put in the promo code MK to save $1,000 on a Michael Phelps Swim Spa or $500 on a Master Spas hot tub. masterspas.com, promo code MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.